Hey guys, it's Kerima and welcome back to another cleaning video. This is actually going to be a cook and clean for Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. It is the weekend after Thanksgiving, so happy Sunday and happy belated Thanksgiving, but this is Thanksgiving Day for me. So we're gonna get this kitchen together and start our Thanksgiving dinner. So the kitchen was actually pretty clean. I just had a few dishes to wash and a couple of things that I needed to get rid of out of the refrigerator that went bad. I am cooking on Thanksgiving Day, so I really need you guys' company because I cooked my entire Thanksgiving meal the day of. To be honest with you, I had planned on catering. Yeah, so I did plan on catering. We had found a soul food place after one of King's karate tournaments, and it was my first time going there, and the food was really good, and I was hoping they could cater for us for Thanksgiving, but it was too late to place an order for Thanksgiving. So I had planned on just going to like a local barbecue spot and getting food for Thanksgiving. But if you are from Texas or live in Texas, that's all these people eat out here is barbecue, and I just was not in the mood for barbecue food. I really wanted Thanksgiving food or soul food. So I decided to cook last minute. So I cooked my entire Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving Day. By myself, I might add. Chloe did help me with some of the prep and King did make the cornbread, but I cooked all of the food by myself. So I would just like to mention, if you are new here and it's your first time clicking on one of my videos, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. And if you enjoy these type of videos, please consider subscribing. So I don't think I showed you guys, but I did get a new air fryer. It's like one of the toaster oven style air fryers. There's a lot of reasons why I got a new one. To be honest, I always wanted the toaster oven styles, but they were air fryer, but they were kind of pricey when they first, I don't know if they first came out, but they were pricey when I was looking for one. This one went on sale. I'll show it to you guys in a future video, but this one went on sale, so I ended up getting it from Costco. I can't even think of the brand at the moment while I'm recording this, but you will see it in a future video. I also got a new stove and a new microwave. I will explain why I'm getting all these new appliances later on in the video, but these are the pans and the tray for my air fryer, which is like the only pain point. I love this air fryer. It cooks really well and really fast, but cleaning that tray is a headache. So now that I got all the dishes loaded in the dishwasher and washed out the sink, I can start my Thanksgiving dinner. I had to start right away. It's probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning because like I said, I'm cooking my entire dinner the day of. Now, to be fair, it is just me and the kids and their dad. So it wasn't really a huge dinner, but I still wanted some of our traditional, like the traditional favorites. So I needed to get started. Right now, I am just cleaning some neck bones. I'm just going to soak it in a little bit of water. And then I'm going to put that in the Instant Pot to put in the greens. Actually, I didn't make greens. I made cabbage this time. I'm also filling up a pot of water to get the macaroni started. And I just realized I'm just sitting here lying to you guys. I didn't end up making the cabbage, but that was the plan when I put those neck bones in that bowl and put it in the Instant Pot to cook. It was for cabbage. Now, I know it was last minute, but I could not find elbow macaroni anywhere. I went to 3 different grocery stores looking for elbow macaroni and couldn't find it. So as you saw, I got the corkscrew, capitelli, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I ended up getting those noodles for my macaroni and cheese. And now I'm just going to prepare the sausage for my stuffing. Now, this has been a great debate because apparently here in Texas, people don't eat stuffing, they eat dressing. To be real with you, I didn't even know what the difference was, but I make it from the box. I add my own little twist onto it. I'm gonna add my sausage, and I make mine with chicken stock, and it's good. This is just the way I grew up on it. But all these girls out here, all my friends and coworkers were trying to hurt my feelings because I make box stuffing, but it's good to me. This is a chatty clean with me, cooking clean with me, so bear with me. I know some enjoy the chat, some don't, but I feel like talking to you guys today. So since we have a close-up of the stove, I can explain to you why I'm getting a new one. As you can see, the left burner has no pot on it because it has been broken for a couple of years now. The outer circle actually still works, but the whole inner circle on the left side does not work. We tried to get it repaired, but the stove is really old and it's hard to find the parts. So I just said forget about it, and eventually I planned on getting a new stove. I kind of wish I got it before Thanksgiving because it sucks cooking on one burner. The back 2 burners I only use for boiling things because it's just hard to cook from the back of your stove, and the burner in the middle is just a warming spot. So I am so happy that my stove is coming soon, and of course I will show you guys when it comes in. So now that I'm done rinsing off my neck bones, I'm just going to put them in the Instant Pot. I was laughing while I was watching this scene because I really wash the neck bone because I don't like to see the little fat pieces on it, just like the dried up fat. I like to wash that off, but it is pork neck bones, which is like an oxymoron. It is fat, so it's kind of funny to watch. All of this is going to create a bunch of fat, which is really delicious flavor for the food. But I just don't like to see it. Don't judge me. So typically I would boil these on the stove, but since I only have one burner to work with at the moment, I'm just going to make them in the Instant Pot. It's a really simple recipe, really. It's not even a recipe. I'm just cooking it down so that I could put it in the vegetables. As you will see a little further in this video, I ended up making just string beans instead of cabbage. So I am going to put some of this in the string beans. I put a very little seasoning on it because it has a lot of flavor. That type of meat just has a lot of flavor on its own, but I just cook it on high for 30 minutes and that will soften it enough so that I can put it in the vegetable and cook that for about another 45 minutes, and then it'll be nice and tender and falling off the bone.
putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true.
So now I'm just boiling 2 cups of chicken stock for my stuffing. It's really simple. You just boil water typically and pour the stuffing in, but the chicken stock gives it a lot more flavor. And then once it absorbs all the liquid, I add the sausage to it.
There's something that happens when something that happens when December ends, when December ends, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
At this point I realized my macaroni noodles were starting to boil over. It was a little past al dente, but they were still fine. It wasn't over boiled, so that was okay. I took one noodle out to taste it. It was like a perfect texture. So now I can put it in the baking pan and prepare the macaroni and cheese. So here I kind of messed up again. Now I saved the day because I'm true to this cooking stuff. I'm not new to this, but I did not really plan on doing all of this cooking, and I was just going through the motions. Now typically I always use the Carnation like canned milk for my macaroni and cheese sauce, but I usually use the small cans. So I would use 2 small cans, not 2 regular size cans. And I realized that after I already put the cheese in, that I used 2 regular size cans. So typically I probably would have just used 1 can. But I did have a lot of cheese. I didn't have enough cheese for the top of my macaroni. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. But I did have enough cheese to kind of thicken up the cheese sauce so it wasn't too milky. But I realized that error quickly. I just didn't, at this point, what was I going to do? The cheese was already in the milk. So I used a lot more of the cheese that I shredded in the milk to make sure that the sauce was pretty creamy, and I didn't have enough to put on the top. I probably could have used 1 more block of cheese. Now don't be confused, the mac and cheese still came out banging. It was really good, but I hadn't made mac and cheese in a while, and I did not need that much milk. But here I am just seasoning the noodles. You have to season your noodles. I never understand people who don't season the mac and cheese because it just tastes very fresh. I don't know, not right. I'm pouring the sauce on to the noodles. You can put the noodles in the pot or put the sauce in the noodles. It really doesn't make much of a difference. Now it was a little looser than I expected because again I put a little too much milk, but it worked out just fine. The mac and cheese was very cheesy. I wish I had a little bit more cheese to put on top of the mac and cheese, but at the end of the day, it was really good. Chloe did shred 4 8-ounce blocks of cheese. We did sharp cheddar, Colby Jack, Gouda, and I think we did 2 Colby Jacks, to be honest. So typically that's enough, but I wish I had maybe like another half a block of sharp cheddar to put on top. Okay, so moving on to my green beans, I am sauteing some beef bacon. So I found this new recipe. I just wanted to try something a little different. I found a recipe on YouTube, and the person in that video used beef bacon. Now, typically I'll use like a smoked neck bone or turkey neck, something like that in my greens, but I wanted to try something different. I can use bacon too, but I would typically use pork bacon. I never even heard of beef bacon, so I was intrigued and decided to try it. Now, the verdict is still out. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, first impression, I didn't love it. Yeah, I didn't love it. I did not love the beef bacon. I still want to try it, like, you know, a full piece of bacon with breakfast and see how I feel about it then. But I didn't love it for my green beans. But I went with it. I followed the recipe, and the green beans still turned out good, but I'm just not a big fan of the beef bacon. So I sauteed the bacon, and now I'm cooking the onions in the bacon grease. I realized that I left some of the skin on the red onion. I do that a lot for some reason, but I do not like to eat the onion skin because it just doesn't soften up. So I'm just picking it out. So here I am watching the YouTube video of the guy who was making the green beans, and I kind of wish I would have stuck with my own recipe that I normally use, or that we normally do, but it was pretty similar, so I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. The only difference is he put beef bacon in his green beans and potatoes. I left out the potatoes because that was just too much for me. I didn't love the beef bacon, so I ended up adding 2 pieces of the smoked neck bone into it to help enhance the flavor, because I just felt like the bacon wasn't doing it for me. I typically boil my green beans in chicken stock, but you'll see me add a little bit of beef stock at the end because I ran out of chicken stock. I was using chicken stock for everything on this day. So I ended up running out. You can add water if you didn't have anything else, but I had this beef stock that I needed to use up, so I just ended up adding that. So instead of making a whole turkey, I decided to make turkey wings instead. Now, I don't know what it is with Texas and turkey wings, but it is the hardest thing to find. And this is just so mind-boggling to me. In New York, I grew up on turkey wings. So I felt like you could have went to the corner store and found a package of turkey wings. We had them everywhere. Every grocery store for sure had turkey wings, and they only sold the flats. Here in Texas, they sell the whole turkey wing, like a chicken wing with the drum on it and everything. So I had their dad cut the leg part off of the wing so that I could cook them separate, because the leg part was so big. I just felt like it was going to take a lot longer to cook. That's another issue I have with the turkey wings here in Texas. They are huge, and something about it, like something about the meat is just different to me. It is tougher than the turkey wings that I'm used to and that I grew up on in New York. So that makes me sad, because it is really difficult to find here. This is actually the first time I had turkey wings since I moved to Texas, because I just can't find them anywhere the way I'm used to them. But either way, I decided to make turkey wings for Thanksgiving. I found some. I'm making them. I seasoned them. I pre-seasoned them and cleaned them before this day. They were in the freezer, so I let them defrost, and now just put a little extra seasoning, butter, onions, and put them in the oven to bake. So your internet nephew made the cornbread. I brought the camera out too late, so you guys didn't see him crack the egg and pour his milk in, but he did a good job. He had a lot to say while he was making the cornbread, so I left that in. I know you guys haven't seen him in a while, so I figured this would be a nice update.
Got that bready thing right there. The cornbread. What's a cornbread in, Mom? It's the cornbread. Are you making a video, Mom? Mm-hmm. Cornbread. See some bread? The corn kind of make it. All of it. Well, the rest of this is in the pan. It might feel a corn muffin in it. It's definitely good. Just good corn muffins right there. The pan right there. Here to the pan and right there. The pan can definitely, right there. It's not my white shirt.
Hey, don't show your belly button to the camera.
My belly button is small?
Yes.
Don't they hate it?
No, I don't want them to see your belly.
What's that? Cool. Right? See that thing? That thing's right there. There. If you see this. See this thing right over there. It's a corn.
So at this point, I was completely over it. This is why most people don't cook their entire Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving Day, but it still turned out to be a wonderful day. It was just me and the kids and their dad. We had a great dinner. All the food was good. I'm sorry I didn't show an overview of everything when it was done, but here is my plate. I did end up making some potato salad as well, and everything turned out delicious. Again, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.